morning, everybody. My name is Scott Johnson. I'm the Job Center operator for the Ohio Means Jobs Columbus Franklin County Job Center. And today we're excited to give you some insight into one of our great employer partners, which is Hagerty Insurance. Joining me today from the Workforce Development Board is Wendy Murphy, who's an Associate Director of Business Solutions. And Wendy, I'll let you invite our guests today.
Hi, thank you everyone for joining Employer Highlights today. I'm Wendy Murphy, as Scott mentioned, and I'm the Associate Director of Business Solutions with the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio. And today we have with us Laura Charney. She's the Vice President of Columbus Operations at Hagerty. And we have Kayla Hilden joining us as well, and she's a recruiter for Hagerty. So today we're going to be talking to them about what Hagerty does, ask them some questions about what they look for in employees, the culture of their company, and I think the most important thing that we're going to find out is what they look for in the employee and how you can apply for their positions. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Can you, I don't know who wants to field this question, but I'm going to put this question out there. Can you tell me a little bit about Hagerty and what they do?
Yes, I can take that one, and Kayla, you can fill in anything I missed, I think. Hagerty is an automotive lifestyle brand. Our mission as an organization is to keep driving alive for car lovers and drive positive change in the world. I think that we've seen a big, I guess, we're an ever-changing, evolving organization where 10 years ago, we were known for insurance, and now we're the leading collector car insurance company or agency. However, but we do so much more now for the automotive community with media, and we have our Hagerty's Drivers Club. A lot of people use us for our evaluation tools. And so it's really, we're looking to be a place where we can support the automotive community by offering them all different products that would service their interests and needs as an enthusiast. Did I miss anything, Kayla?
Couldn't have said it better myself, Laura.
Great. So can you tell me what positions that you frequently hire for at Hagerty?
Absolutely. And I'm happy to take this one as part of the recruiting team. So we have been in the Columbus, Ohio area for just about a year now. So we opened an office. It was a temporary one at the time. And then we went, to a work from home environment. So with the Dublin office, really our focus is to create a team of sales and service agents, claims representatives, and IT presence there, just to begin. But our focus for the future is to grow that office and to have a lot more opportunity. Right now, we currently have many positions open externally. They range from IT backgrounds to the customer service types of roles. Leadership opportunities are always available too. So right now for the Dublin office, if you went to our careers page, you could see that we have some opportunities just open to Columbus. And primarily we're focusing on sales and service, claims, IT, and then starting to build our leadership team there as well.
Kayla, you mentioned people are working from home at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So they've been, sorry, Wendy.
No, can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I think that a lot of businesses have had to transition into a work from home. Can you tell us about that and how you pivoted for that?
Absolutely. So last March, I think like many people around the United States, it was a pretty quick turnaround. The business made the decision to send everyone to a work from home environment in all of our locations. This required so much pivoting from our leadership team, especially with IT. So we ordered equipment, we sent everything that our employees would need to work from home, sent them to work from home, and they've been in that environment since last March. So very unique for our Dublin employees because they started off in a position for a few weeks that were coming into office and then were left to go work from home and continue their training. So another big key player in this was our training and development team. They quickly had to make decisions on how we were going to continue our sales agent training, which typically is about 6 weeks long in-house. It deals with mentorship, meeting with people one-on-one, that networking importance. So being able to use Zoom and a lot of our electronic communication channels helped us become a little bit more just productive in that sense. So our goal, is to obviously get back into office. I think one of the things that makes Hagerty such a unique place to work is our team culture, and we've kept it alive in this work from home environment, but people are definitely missing the office and missing the people. We've continued to hire in the Columbus office throughout 2020. So some of these new employees have not met their teammates or their leaders face to face. They've been just relying on Zoom. So the feedback that we've received from candidates and from new employees is that they really appreciate the steps Hagerty took to keep people safe, and that we continue to keep that top of mind. We are very conscientious of the hardships that come with working from home and what challenges that creates, and we're quick to make some adjustments, whatever we need to do to support our employees.
Thank you for that. I think I've been working from home as well, and what I can say about that is I'm sure that Scott wishes that I was working in the office, because I don't bother him enough through virtual meetings, that he really needs to be in more contact with me. I can feel that he really would like that, right, Scott? So
trust me, it has been an adjustment for all of us.
It really has, and it's nice to hear how you were able to pivot, make sure that people had the equipment things they needed so that they could work from home, and the training. I mean, I think that's huge in this environment, is to make sure that they still could have the training that they needed to be successful, even though they are going to be working at home. So kudos to Hagerty for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think, what can you tell me a little bit about, if I apply with Hagerty, what's the pre-screening process? What does that look like to me? And maybe that does look a little different right now. Maybe you are doing virtual interviews. Can you share some of what that looks like, the pre-screening process? Are you making phone calls to individuals? Are you interviewing them through virtual interviews? How does that look?
Yeah, absolutely. And Laura, I'm happy to take this one too, since this is my day-to-day life. So yes, we are still continuing to hire throughout the virtual work from home environment. So the majority of our positions, we start with a phone call to our candidates that meet the requirements of the role. So a recruiter will go through resumes, interested applicants, see who would be a good fit for the position, and then make the initial contact by calling our candidates and setting up usually like a 30 to 45-minute phone call. It's a very casual conversation, just a chance for us to really share our experiences with Hagerty, what makes us a unique place to work, and just to get to know the candidate better, be able to answer their questions. For a sales and service agent, it looks a little bit different because there is such a technical component working in a call center. We do have a virtual job tryout. So it's an assessment tool that we send to every candidate that's interested in the position. Takes about 30 to 40 minutes, but I always tell candidates, it's really, it's twofold. It's great for us to be able to see where your strengths lie, and it gives us an opportunity to dig into some of those areas that might be requirements for this position that we want to know your experience on. On the other hand, it's really great for candidates who can't come into the office and see the environment to see what their day-to-day work looks like. So although an assessment tool, we don't use it as an end-all be-all for making a decision on a candidate. Again, we just use it as a tool to be able to get to know someone better. After the phone screening process, or for a sales agent, the virtual job tryout, we schedule an interview. So the interview is a Zoom interview, usually looks very similar to this, a couple of people on to get to know the candidate. And really what we do is we like to sell it to the candidate to let them know that we want you to network with as many people as possible. We don't put 2 or 3 people on an interview to intimidate you or to scare you. We're all just very interested in what you have to offer for our company and our position. So it's a chance for people to start networking, even though we are in a unique environment. And usually if they're coming into office, they're meeting people in the hallway. We're introducing them to folks as they come in and out of the interview. So this is just a chance for us to kind of keep that culture alive and make a candidate feel like, they are an important piece. For some of our positions, some of those higher level ones, like a leadership role or IT, there may be multiple interviews. Again, in a normal environment, a candidate may come in for a half a day of interviews, and that may be broken down into 3 sessions with teammates, with leadership, with recruiters. So in this environment, what we've done is we've pivoted and we've just set the expectation that there may be multiple interviews. Again, it's a chance for you to network and really understand the company and the role that you're interested in before you make such a big decision.
That's wonderful. I think you've told us a little bit about this, but can you tell us when you're talking to someone, what are you looking for? I think you've mentioned, customer service is probably, one of the highest things that you're looking for, but can you share what, you said there's requirements. What are the basic requirements for those positions?
It's a really good question, Wendy. And for specific roles, there's going to be specific technical requirements. For an IT position, if you're going for a software engineer position, we want to see some of that experience. For some of our sales and service agent and claims representative positions, we really look at the core values that someone has. We really want to see self-starters. We want to see people with that leadership potential, even if they don't see it in them at first. We like to grow our leadership from the inside. Really, one of the things that we value as a company and what makes us special to our members is we put the member at the center of everything. Experience is key. Yes, we're writing an insurance policy or we're handling a claim, but really at the end of the day, we're putting the interest of our member at heart. So looking for those people that go above and beyond in their day-to-day responsibilities, working with clients, that really shows that they have the chops for a position like this. One thing our sales agents are evaluated on is customer satisfaction. And it's always funny to tell a candidate, we send a survey out to every member after we speak to them. And we ask them, was this the best interaction you had all day? And I always laugh and I tell them, I love my insurance agent. She is incredibly knowledgeable, but I don't get off the phone with her after paying her a premium and say, wow, I really can't wait to call her again. Hagerty does that because not only do we take care of our member, but we're looking to build that experience. We want to get to know them as people and as car lovers, just like us. And another thing that makes it so unique is a lot of people come into roles and they have this preconceived notion that they need to know everything about classic cars. And that's just not true. I always think it's really great to see someone come in without a lot of car experience, and we help them grow that passion. And so one of the ways that we do that is we encourage our sales agents and our claims representatives to really ask people about their vehicles, ask them what they did to modify it, what's the work that went involved in it. So it gives the member a chance to really educate us too, and that just makes us stronger in our area. So I think to sum up my answer, because I'm rambling a little bit, we look for self-starters. We look for people with that confidence that they're able to really stick it out. A lot of grit in this job. It's a lot of information that comes in, and being able to just confidently talk to our members and to remember at the end of the day, all the decisions you make is in the best interest of our members, and to give them that experience that makes them say at the end, wow, that was the best interaction I had all day.
I have to tell you that Scott is a car person. So I'm just sitting here knowing that he's like, yep, that's what I would want them to ask me. I would want them to ask me about my car. I would want to give them, a rundown of everything that I've done to modify my car. So I can tell you, Scott is like right now, I could see it in his face. So I think that anybody that is a car enthusiast wants to talk about that, wants to give their information. It's nice to hear that that's the customer service that you're providing to those that you serve. So thank you for that. And one of the things that you mentioned was kind of leads into this, the people that you employ, that you do look for leadership and that it might not be identified right away. I love that you said that, because sometimes when you get a new position, I think most people are nervous. Even if you
Mhm.
have worked in the field before, you're still nervous. And maybe right away you don't show those leadership qualities. But it sounds like your company takes the time to nurture that in your workforce. So that's wonderful to hear that. And then what is it like if I was working there and I did show leadership, what is it? Do you do development in-house and do you promote internally for people that you have hired?
Yeah, I think Laura and I can tag team this because Laura is one of our leaders here and has been with the company for many years. Laura, do you want to kick things off and then I will specifically talk about some of the service center requirements for being a leader?
Yes, leadership and development is really important at Hagerty. I think it comes from the top down, and meaning McKeel, our CEO, is passionate about developing leaders faster and better than anyone. That's one of his goals that he really sets out. But I think too, back to what Kayla says of the employees that we look for, we're getting it from the bottom too, from like the front lines all the way up to our executive team. Leadership is important in every space, and getting development to better yourself. We offer Hagerty U, which is a unique university to us, where you can learn more about your role or dig deeper into like specifics to maybe get to the next level in the organization or within your role. But we do a lot of self-development. And that's one of my favorite things about working at Hagerty, is that we are focused on improving you as an employee or as a person, whether you apply it to Hagerty or not, right? I mean, there's so many things that we offer our employees for their own personal development that it probably will also apply to their role, but it also has helped me in my personal life have a better understanding of the way I interact with people, right? And then that includes the people I live with, my husband, who I know has also appreciated that I've learned and developed a little bit about myself, but friendships too. I think a program that we started in 2020, especially because we hired over 300 people last year, which is pretty, and not just here in Dublin, but as an organization. And with that, we need more leaders, and it's really, really important. And we do hire externally sometimes when needed, but we do really want to promote from within. We hire wonderful people that we want to continue to see growth in. And we started this assistant manager program in the HSC, which is our Hagerty Sales and Service, which is a lot of what we're hiring for in Dublin. And this is an intensive, like, I think 8-week program where they are given the skills and knowledge and like really training specifically to get promoted into that position. So instead of leaving the office on Friday as a licensed sales agent and going into work on Monday as an assistant manager, which could be a big leap for people who maybe have never been a manager before, we're now saying, we see potential in you. You may not see it yet, and this may be what you want it to be, but we're going to help you get there because you're interested, and we see it in you as well. And I just think that's really exciting. I thought that was a great addition to our company this year, and I could see that happening in other roles, because being a manager and managing individuals or managing managers is completely different than being a self contributor. Mm-hmm. So I really like that. But I think more importantly at Hagerty, not everyone wants to be a manager. So I also think there's opportunity for growth to develop your skill set with an ever-growing company who is onboarding. Like this last year, we announced Hagerty Garage and Social. So, and this is a new entertainment space, storage space, facility. And now we need employees for that too. So it's like, you come in as a licensed sales agent, but we're continuing to evolve as an organization. And I mean, we have people, and this would probably really get Scott excited, that plan drives and like coordinates getting people behind the wheel. Like that's the whole employee's job, which is, driving our passion and also getting our employees behind the wheel, but also getting the community. So it's a great organization with a lot of development and opportunity, but also for yourself and in your career path, which is why I've been here for so long, I feel.
I'm going to ask Scott real quickly. Did you have any questions, Scott, about the garage and that part of it? Because I know that is something that interests you. So I just want to see if you had any follow-up questions to that.
I actually think I'm just going to schedule some time on my own with Laura to talk about all of this because it's extremely exciting as an auto enthusiast for sure.
Great.
And we are excited to bring some behind the wheel options in 2021 to the Dublin area. That's something that we do in all the locations that we have, where we give people the opportunity to get behind a car that is manual, maybe something they've never driven before, from a 3-on-a-tree to a right-hand drive, and gives you an opportunity to, in a safe space, to get behind the wheel and decide, do I like this? Do I want to learn more? Or just get an opportunity to drive something you've never been able to.
That's amazing.
I'm scheduling a field trip right now. That's what I know.
I know you'll be in first in my email list, Scott, when we're planning that.
I'm going to skip the next question because you guys have already answered it. It was about advancement. So how would you describe, and I know this is kind of tough right now because we all are working virtually, but how would you describe your company's culture? It sounds like you have some fun events and things that you do for your employees, but could you tell me a little more about the company culture?
Yeah, I can take that. I think the culture is the center of our organization. I think, when people apply to us, I think we're looking for these core values that we are actually held accountable to in our quarterly reviews, which is taking care of each other, taking care of our members, being a good contributor to the organization. I think culture, in my role, I've been focused on internal and external culture, and this move to an internal, or I guess, working from home, I was concerned about what that meant for us as culture, and how we would be able to have that culture that we are so proud of and that makes us so unique remotely. And what I have done, I think, is figure it out, and I think everyone has, is that culture is community. Culture is, do you have somebody that cares about you? Culture is, do I have someone I can pick up the phone to and talk to? Culture is people checking in with them. Culture is also bringing them together in different ways, right? But I think that with the focus on it, and that it's so important for us as an organization, that it was easier to wrap your head around how we were going to continue and maintain our culture when you looked at it. What is that really? What are you really doing? Because it's not the food days that you have in the office where everyone brings in their favorite dish, right? I mean, I think that's what you kind of feel sometimes when you're bringing people together, is how are we going to be able to do that? But it's more, I think we've probably done more together than we probably did in office, because it brought everyone together, whether you lived in the UK or here in Dublin. We were able to support our communities too, and where we live, not just where we have offices. So we did small things throughout the year that, a 5K here, and for everyone that participated, we donate money on your behalf to an organization that we were passionate about as a company. We did, everything from sweater contests to, we started different channels about your dogs and your pets. And I think we were offering, and we've been able to offer different outlets for people with different interests too. Kayla, did I miss anything that was important?
No, I think you really hit on a lot of stuff. And Laura, I want to showcase one just really awesome thing, I think, from 2020 that you were part of. And that was after we hired sales and service agents. We hire multiple people in at a time because we handle all the training in-house. And Laura came to us and said, you know, we need to do some follow-up with these people. We put them in this environment, they go immediately into training. Where is that culture piece? And Laura actually facilitated like a lunch and learn. And it was just a chance for me to get back in front of a lot of candidates that I spoke to and offered them positions. It wasn't super, I don't want to say not professional, it was professional, but in a sense, it was just a chance for us to get to know each other. We ordered lunch and everyone had the ability to do an Uber Eats to be safe and go get lunch. And then we just had a chance to really kind of just to decompress a little bit, talk about, you know, your first couple of weeks, where are you from? You know, what's your background like? And then internally, I think one thing that human resources did that I think just we needed it was when we went work from home. We were typically meeting once a day at about 9:30 in the morning to do a huddle and just to talk about top priorities for the day, what you needed help with. Well, our vice president said, no, we need more face-to-face contact. So we ended up implementing 2 check-ins every day. The first one was very, very work-oriented. What are you doing today? What do you need help with? The afternoon was kind of just the sky's the limit, whatever you want to talk about. Do you guys want to do an icebreaker question to get to know each other? Do you want to talk about your weekends? How are you feeling about everything that's happening right now? What do you need help with and support? And it really gave us a chance to see each other outside of just our roles. I think one of the tough things is some people went work from home and were really excited for the break in office. Other people went work from home and they were very scared that they were going to lose that sense of community. So we had to find a really good balance too and make sure that people still had an outlet to come talk to. So a lot of what we do and a lot of the changes that we make come from internal feedback. We ask people how they're feeling. We survey people and see what they need from us, and then we try and make it happen. So I just think that that speaks volumes too of our culture is, you know, we do put our employees first. We preach it a lot with our values that we take care of each other. And I think 2020 really gave us the opportunity to, you know, to actually put the money where our mouth is and do something about it. So, you know, I think this past year has obviously been challenging. And we had to get really creative with ways to check in with everybody. We're a company of over 1,500 people now. And so it's hard to connect with every single person and to figure out who maybe needs something without them necessarily coming right out and asking. And I think that we did that in a way of more communication and more of these opportunities to get together and really care about each other as people and not just employees.
Yeah, and we keep talking about these values, and I want to mention them because we put them out as values. And like I said, we get a review every quarter with our leader, and we're ranked, or you know, you're given a score, kind of, you know, color, green, red, yellow, if you really are seeing that. And so to me, that's like beyond your goals, right? But it's also based on the culture and the focus. It's like we really do mean this, and we give you the avenues to do it. So it's act as one team Hagerty, improve every day, take care of each other, work with purpose and energy, and enjoy the ride. And the thing that I like is, yes, we take care of our members, and that is a focus for us. But the fact that we emphasize that we take care of each other is something that really resonates with me. You know, because I think especially now, like Kayla said, sometimes your one-on-one with your leader or a friend is not about work. And it's about like, I'm holding on today. My kids are killing me, you know, and just like whatever you need. And it's not always so work driven right now. I mean, I think that, like Kayla said, they have that time in the morning, but in the afternoon, it's whatever we need.
I love that. And it's kind of like in the afternoon that you're decompressing, that you're getting to share your day. And, you know, then it's kind of like a send off into your evening, you know,
Exactly.
so I really like that. Thank you for sharing that. I think this question's for both of you. So, Laura, you mentioned that you had been with Hagerty for quite some time. And can you tell me what your favorite thing about working for Hagerty is?
There's so many, but besides the people, I mean, I remember going to Michigan for my training, and I went back to my manager when I got home and I said, are people really this nice, or is it just because I'm new? And I will say, oh gosh, I've been here since 2009. I will say it's still the same. So I enjoy the people that I work with, but I think the support to improve myself and evolve in my career has been one of my favorite things. Like, the whole focus of professional development, personal development, and really not just saying it, but meaning it. I've been able to do things in that bucket that either my manager thought maybe would be good for me, but mostly led by what I wanted to develop and where I really saw myself going. So I think that, and then I will also say, which is probably a struggle for some people, is change. We evolve and adapt and grow. And I think we've done that since I've started. And I know we did that before too. But I think I really saw it in action with last year's pandemic, right? Like just having to change so quickly. We're all like, we've done this. We have this muscle memory because we evolve as the needs of the community, as the needs of us as continuing to grow as an organization. So I think that too, because it keeps it really exciting and allows you to adapt in your own career and even in your own role that adapts with change. So to me, going to work and being excited about work and being excited about it could be different today gets me out of bed.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Kayla, what is your favorite thing?
Like Laura said, I'm going to piggyback off of her a little bit. There is a lot of things that I really love about working here. I think the biggest takeaway that I have, and when I think about my career here, I just hit my 6-year anniversary mark. And I think first and foremost, the fact that I remember the day that I started January 12th, and like that says something. I enjoy this company so much that, I want to celebrate that milestone. My career path here has been just incredibly great, and it's humbled me. I came into the company right out of college, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I am sharing my career path not to be boastful, but I want to really highlight the opportunity I've been given and the leadership that I've received. I started off in data entry, and I got very comfortable with the company, started understanding the insurance side of the business. And I tell candidates, my first company-wide meeting happened like a month into my role here. And McKeel came out and said, all right, we're transitioning away from insurance. And I just remember thinking, but I just joined an insurance company. What am I going to do? And really what he shared with us is that he wants to get into this membership mentality, and he wants to include more people from the hobby, not just people searching for insurance. Super exciting. And here we are 6 years later, and we've been able to develop that product. And in that time, I was able to transition to a sales and service agent. So I spent about half of my career with Hagerty in the Hagerty Service Center. I got licensed in all 50 states. I learned how to talk to our members. I learned how to de-escalate situations. I also got that professional development. First time I've ever heard really constructive feedback that, let's face it, it's uncomfortable at first if you don't know how to use that feedback. I had great leaders that shared with me that the reason why they're giving that to me is because they care about my growth. It prepared me for a leadership opportunity where I could lead a team and really encourage and coach them to be better than where they were at that, when I started. And then that really all prepared me to become a recruiter. I got the confidence, I had the knowledge of the company, I had the support from my leadership team to really take this big challenge on and kind of get into that area that I fell in love with. And that was meeting new people and finding the right fit for them and the right fit for the company. So I think my favorite part about Hagerty is just that opportunity presented itself. I came in and had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I had a lot of different career paths in my head, and they gave me the opportunity to really try those opportunities out, try training and development, try leadership and coaching, and all of it helped shape my career path to where I am today. If you would have asked Kayla 6 years ago when she was starting at Hagerty on January 12th, where she was going to be in 5 years, she probably would not have said recruiting because she had no idea the path to get there, but someone helped lay that out for me. And it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows and great positive, Kayla, you're doing great. I mean, it was tough conversations that I had, but it always came to me very caring, and it was very loving and nurturing, and just, helped me grow. So I would say, that's really my favorite thing. And if I could tell anyone listening to this is, the opportunity is there. You have to put forth the effort. You really get what you put into this role. And, it's going to come back and you're going to get those chances. You just have to put in the effort and really be open to that feedback.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad both of you shared your experiences and what you love about working there. So anybody listening to this that's interested in this type of opportunity, what do they do? How do they apply to work at Hagerty?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think Scott's going to share some links later, but, we have multiple social media platforms to connect with our community, interested candidates. You can follow us on Facebook and we will post open positions. We have a LinkedIn page where there's a lot of content, not only with the automotive space, but also opportunities to join Hagerty. But first, I think the biggest one is our external careers page. It's very easy to see and keep track of. We post our positions that are open externally with the locations. So, we will let you know if we are looking for someone specifically for the Dublin, Columbus area, or if we need someone out in California, or, working from home is an option. So we try to give you as much detail as possible. I would recommend going in and reading those. Finding a position that you can start with a company that fits your requirements for what you're looking for, but also our qualifications. If you don't see one, don't get discouraged. Please apply and put in a general application. Those live in our Workday system. And I personally go in and check those often to see, what has come through. Like we mentioned, Wendy, sometimes people don't realize what they have a skill set for until they actually talk to someone about it. So please don't hesitate to put in even just a general application. From there, we to you and talk to you about these opportunities and answer any questions that you have. And just, even if it's not the right fit at that time, we like to stay in communication with people as their career develops, and maybe what comes up here at Hagerty that like I said, they didn't know existed before, but now we have an opportunity for it and we see a good fit. So keep an eye on our careers page, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We have 2 Instagram accounts. One is all automotive content, and then another one is a Hagerty culture piece, where it shares a lot of, real life stories from our employees and what their perspective is of working here, and what we're looking to do to grow. So I think just keeping in contact with us, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask those questions.
Thank you. That is wonderful information. And I just want to thank both of you for being with us and taking the time to discuss the opportunities at Hagerty. As I've stated, this has been Employer Highlights, and we do this on a monthly basis. I'm going to hand it back over to Scott so he can share with our viewers some information about Ohio Means Jobs and how they can get connected with us.
Awesome. Thanks, Wendy. And thanks, Kayla and Laura. I think this has been a great session to really open a lot of individuals' eyes to the opportunities that are out there, as you said, in what you think is just insurance, but it's so much more. And it sounds like Hagerty has a lot to offer our job seekers for sure. One of the biggest things that I want to plug right now is that we actually have a virtual hiring event that will be occurring next week, and Hagerty will be one of our employer partners in that event. We start registration next Tuesday at 8 a.m. and you can visit our website, which is omjcfc.org, and click on the virtual events link to be able to get to that landing page. And then the event will actually go live from Thursday, January 28th through Saturday, January 30th, from 8 a.m. on Thursday through 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. And the great thing is that each employer will have a booth where you can learn about their culture, access their social media, learn about everything that they have to offer, and then understand what key positions they're hiring for. And many of our employers will actually be in our chat function as well. So if you do submit an application, you can follow up with that recruiter and let them know that you're interested in the position and maybe get a chance to get a little bit of an interview on the spot. You know, that's always a great thing. If you've never done a virtual hiring event before, be sure to check out our Facebook page next Tuesday at 10 a.m. where we're going to do a live stream discussing how to work a virtual hiring event and how to take the most advantage of it as a job seeker. The other big thing that we like to encourage is for anyone who is currently looking for work, whether you've been laid off or you find yourself underemployed or just want to make a career change, our orientations are a great way to learn about how we as the Ohio Means Jobs Columbus Franklin County Job Center can really help you at no cost. Our orientations are on Monday morning at 9 a.m. and we actually have one this afternoon at 1 p.m. And you can go through our website, omjcsc.org, and under the Job Seeker tab, click on the workshop link to be able to register. If you don't want to go to the website, you can always call us at 614-559-5052. We will answer the phone. We'll be able to help you with anything and everything that we can. So again, ladies, Kayla, Laura, and Wendy, thank you so much for the great time today. And we hope that everybody learned a lot. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.